times by 5, they'd move about 200,000 kilometers in the 5 seconds. Oh, and hello to the next episode, guys. Hello and welcome, I should say. So professional! Absolutely professional. Got it down to T, haven't I? That's what happens when you have to commentate over half an hour of missiles. Oh god, I'm going insane with this sort of thing. Oh well, it's worth it. Yeah, so they're down to 1,639 kilometers per second. They got really fucked up. I do hope they can no longer fire off any missiles. That would be quite nice. Ah well. As ever, onwards and upwards, my dear friends. So, the date is the 25th, isn't it? I do believe Masters of Orion will drop tomorrow on the 26th on Steam in early access. Which will be pretty interesting. It does look fairly good. Not look too much into it though. But I have some high hopes for it. I imagine it might be quite fun. Okay. Energy weapons. Yeah, so these salvos, I wonder if they are from 003. Because they've not increased in intensity, and they've not decreased in intensity. Or at least, the amount of them. It's been kind of steady. So that makes me wonder if one ship was just firing the missiles, and the other ones weren't, you know? Who knows, who knows? It's these sorts of things I'd love to find out, but it's one of those things you have to make an educated guess in a way. Kinda how it is. I could also do with researching more advanced capacitors actually. I think I might move up to the 20cm laser focal size, or possibly the 25. That might bring us up to about 5 to 600,000 range, or something in that order. Which would be very nice actually, having double range would be really good. Especially when we use it for area PD. Okay. Are we going to detect a new contact this round? I wonder. Place your bets now, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, no, we didn't. How interesting. Yeah, so those missiles are being fired off extremely slowly, so I wonder if they're the last ones. Who knows? I mean, there could have been more in flight and they might have self-destructed due to having no guidance. But then again, I have no idea about their missiles. They could have guidance, they could not. Who are we to judge? Right, what range are we looking at over here with these Trarii? So there's at least 10 in that, so yeah, 12. So they've moved about 3 million kilometers in that time. Which is pretty nice, pretty nice. I mean, there's, what, like 10, 20, 30, 35 Trarii there, so that's more than enough to kill that ship. In fact, it's overkill, but, hey-ho. At least we'll be sure they'll be turned to radiated dust. Oh? Oh, right, yes, okay. Right, okay, head towards Tau Ceti then. Righto there, gentlemen, righto. Yeah, the Transvaal is not far out. It's, I'd say, yeah, well, it's about 22.6 million kilometers out, isn't it? Another 10 million kilometers on our AMMs and we'd have the range to fire. Oh, what a shame. Oh well. I do hope these are the last missile salvos and we can really speed things up. That'd be beautiful. I really want to get a move on, actually. I really just want to find out what the hell's at the center of the system. The Soldat is too fast for me to track. Well, I can track it, of course, but I mean, it's too fast for me to catch up. I don't have the ASM range to fire at that distance, which is a shame. Because if I could get a bloody lock on it and try and keep up, I would be able to get those ASMs there in time. And I don't imagine it would take many to actually kill that sort of ship. If it is a civilian ship... Actually, no, it has actives, isn't it? So it is a military ship. That would be about right. Okay. Just on the edge of the range there. Yeah. How far now? There we go. I mean, they are definitely closing in. They're going to close in a lot faster as well, due to the fact that the Transval 003 is only moving out to 1,639 kilometers per second, which is still a bloody fast speed considering what we can achieve today. That's incredibly quickly. Absolutely insanity. But honestly, we're still in the early game. It pains me to say, but we are still very, very early. We've only got a few levels of technology. I've been running a single-player game as a Roman Republic in space, and my god, I'm in 2150. So much more advanced than now. We are basically early game, but to be honest, we've done quite a lot in a few years. Considering that we started in 2025, it's only been a few years and we've established two colonies, two fully terraformed colonies. We have a few more colonies that will be set up soon. We've engaged with aliens, we've destroyed a few ships, we've lost a few ships, we've gone through many generations of warship. There's a lot that's happened. We've explored quite a few systems. I do need to get out here and explore more systems though, mostly because I need to find more worlds that are capable of supporting human life, and especially worlds with minerals. I need them minerals. The logistics is going to get more difficult. I think I might at some point start using cargo ships to take them. Perhaps have a few mining worlds in a system, have them mass drive all of their minerals to one planet, then we'll have a cargo ship come and pick it up. Hopefully if that was near a jump point, that'd be fantastic. At least that would not change. The other planets would obviously orbit, won't they? So they will change position, but oh well. A little bit of extra fuel wasted is not too bad. Okay. Come on, be the last one. Be the last one. We've not detected anything for a long while, so I do feel like it may be the last one indeed. Oh god, I hope so. Right, that's been taken care of. Righty-o. So we should be able to go by with 30 seconds now. At least I bloody hope so. So we're not detecting any other missiles. I do feel like we've taken out all of their missiles. Which is really interesting. It makes me wonder if these ships were fully armed or fully stocked. Because they didn't have much of a loadout. I mean, sure, they fired off 91 salvos, but that's really not that much. Right, yeah, you can see here we're moving a lot faster. Oh, thank the Lord. Hallelujah. Right, I think we might go with 2-minute increments then. As soon as this loads. Come on, baby. Light my fire. Right, how long did we have there? 30 seconds. That was about a minute there. So we'll go in about 2 minutes here. Make things a lot faster. So I think the bane of our existence is the fact of the AMMs and the short-range missiles. Well, missiles being right on us. If we can get rid of that sort of thing, get rid of the missiles targeting us at close range, we can have the speed go a lot faster, which makes combat a lot funner. Yeah, look how they move there. Yeah. I mean, if we take a look over here, that one's moved about 3.6 million kilometers just in that time. So we can go for about 5 minutes, and 5 minutes they'll hit. At least I'd imagine. I doubt they'd not hit in 5 minutes. Come on, let's see 003 in flames. This will be beautiful. Are you guys ready for the fireworks? Right, okay. Yep, it got hit by 10 impacts over there. And has been destroyed. Hoorah. Very nice. Okay. So we still have a soldat out there, but that doesn't matter. So let's see if we can move a day. If we can move a day towards Tau Ceti, that'd be nice. Hopefully I can try and move out to detection range of the soldat. That would be fantastic. But yes, we have wiped out 3 enemy warships. We do have quite the fleet here. We only have about 10 ships, but it is quite an effective fleet. We have 4 missile ships that are our long range. Yeah, there we go. So they've all run out of fuel now. So, dear. Right, how far did we move in that? So we moved about 11 million kilometers in about a day. Is that how long went by? Yeah, no, about 30 minutes. Fair enough. I do believe we've lost contact with the soldat. Fair enough. Okay, let's go for 30 days. Come on, boys! Let's get in there and let's find out. Or at least get within the system. Oh dear god, I hope the planet's not colonized. Well, if it's colonized, that's fine, but I hope it doesn't have infinite amount of AMMs to fire at me. So that'd be really annoying. I do wonder if we should go back to the 10,000 ton destroyer design. I wonder what we could achieve with that. I mean, it's a small design, so we wouldn't be able to mount as much on it, but I wonder if we'd be able to get that speed up. That's an interesting thing. I think 20,000 tons is about right. It does give you quite a lot of room for the engine and fuel, as well as weapon systems and armor. Though, as we do develop our shield technology... Now, shields are interesting. They burn fuel when they're active, and they burn quite a lot of fuel when they're active. So it's quite dangerous. Right, there's a... Actually, no. Ah, bloody soldat. 6 days. Yeah, you travelled all the way from there. Look at that distance there. Huge. Ah. Okay. There's not much I can do about this. Intelligence. Right, Croxigar. Yep, they really hate us. I was kind of hoping they would tell us when they died. I think I might have to put that information in there manually, at least then we can keep a track of what we've actually killed. But yes. Right, max range. So is that the range of... Right, that is the range of that resolution. Resolution 86. Interesting, 198.7 million kilometer range. Strength is 231. How interesting. Cross section 164. Observed speed 9,000. Okay. I think we should develop a ship that's a lot like that. Something that's like the Soldat. It would be really nice to have, like a very, very fast scout ship. Something that's unarmed, but we could send it into the system ahead of the fleet. And use its superior speed to outrun enemies and just to have a general look around the system. I think that's quite a nice idea. And of course, with its very high sensor output, it would be a prime target for the enemy missiles. Which is not too bad, actually. Use it to absorb the amount of fire. And of course, with it being the higher speed, it can try and run out of there. So that could be quite a nice little idea. Yeah, I do like that. I think we might call it the Hermes or something like that. Maybe 10,000 tons, maybe 20,000 tons. 10,000 tons is a lot easier. We'll have to take a look at the actual designs. I don't know. Should I design it now or wait? It's only about a year before we have the new engine technology. And of course, once we get out of this goddamn forsaken system... yeah, fuck off, Soldat. Just let me get to the center of the system. Ah! Right, let's take a look at the fleet. I do believe that our beam ships actually do have actives. Let's see. They do. They have 30 million actives. Right. So I think what we're going to do then is we're going to turn actives off. And then if I go to the beam ships here, and we have their actives on. Where is it? Okay. Ah, right, I can go over here, can't I? So if we turn their actives on, then we'll still have some eyes. But we might make it harder for the soldat to detect us. Which would be really nice. I mean, it would allow us to keep on moving there a lot faster. So we'll see how that turns out. Yeah, you can see that 30 million active sensor range within the circle. So that's still fine. I mean, we still have more than enough time to fire off AMMs, we'll have AMMs launched. We have our beams, so I think we'll be okay with that. Yeah. Okay, we'll see how it works out. Hopefully it allows us to move a lot faster into the system and hopefully get away from the goddamn soldat. Oh, the bloody soldat. It moves so quickly. So very, very quickly. I mean, I could send the carriers after it. They move at 7,500 kilometers per second. But even then, they wouldn't be able to catch it. That's the problem. We need something that can do about 10,000 kilometers. That's what we need. Okay, there we go. So we've lost contact with that. Try and get some time to go by. So we still have actives going on, which is fantastic. It's nice to actually have these sorts of things. At least we can have backups to rely upon. If we detect anything, we can go with the full actives and we can see what's around us. But I don't know. I reckon if they had more in the system, they would have sent it by now. It's a very large system. They've had quite a few days now to send out ships, so I'd imagine that might have been all of the enemy. Besides that fucking soldat. Ugh. Ah well. Right. But yes, it's very nice. We've not lost a ship for years now. Our ships have performed very well. We've not sustained a single hit as well. That's the most important thing. We've not sustained a single hit. Not a single crewman, naval service member has been lost at all. Fucking soldat. Fuck off. Yeah, this is the issue. Arsehole. Now I wonder, if we stopped still and we turned off actives and we waited a little while, would the soldat drift within range? Because if it did come within range, then we might be able to fire off those air sabers. And if we can get that locked for just the smallest amount of time, then I reckon we could probably do it. So I think we're going to cancel our movement here. We're going to turn off the active. So active's off. Just hold up for the time being. And let's see what happens. So we'll have 30 seconds go by. Now I want the soldat to come closer. I need it to come within that 50 million kilometer range. So if I can have it come closer to me, that would be nice. And of course, if I don't detect it, then I can keep on moving. Right, so it's still there. Interesting. Let's have an hour go by. Watch it now get hit by like a swarm of like super powered ASMs and end up losing the entire fleet because I turned it off. Probably gonna happen. Oh my. Right, he's moving away now. So we're still detecting him because of his actives. But let's see what happens then. It's a lot like submarine warfare. It's a hell of a lot like submarine warfare. Due to the fact that you're listening for their actives and you have your passives. So you can send out active signals to try and find the enemy actively, but they can find those signals and track you as well. It's rather interesting like that. Speaking of submarine warfare, I've been taking a look at, Command Air and Naval Action, I think it's called. And I really want to learn that game. I would like to get into that game, but it's very difficult. Well, it's not that difficult, it's complex. It's a very complex game, I should say. There's a few scenarios. I tried one a while ago where you had one US attack sub. I think it might have been a nuclear attack sub, and you had to take out 4 Soviet subs in the Arctic Circle. Like 2 older generations, and then one that's like last generation. And then one was an Akula. And I got killed by the Akula. I took out the other 3, but I got killed by the Akula. It's so fast, and it's so hard to detect, and it hurt. Right, there we go. Okay. So I think we're going to carry on moving towards the system. Actually, let's see. We'll move towards Tau Ceti 6. Okay, have time go by. I doubt that's the world that's colonized, but then again, we have no idea. But let's hope that we can get away. If we can get away from the soldat, then at least we can make up some ground and get out. It's going to be a pain trying to get to that jump point, though. Oh well. Yes, this is where I wish we had microwaves, so at least if we ever got close, we could try and fry the enemy sensors, which would make this shit a lot easier. I think we're going to have to look into microwaves. It's a nice idea for the future technology route. Oh, something rather amusing as well, I've lost track of how long this series actually is. If I check the playlist, but I'm not entirely sure how I can see like total length from the playlist on YouTube, which is a bit of a shame. But I'm going to say it's probably 45 hours, maybe close to 50 hours, probably less, probably about 46, 47. Ah, fucking sold out. Ah! Leave me alone! For the love of God. Right, so testing is probably now because of our thermals. Would make a lot of sense. You know what? I wonder if we moved at 1,000 kilometers per second, would our thermals still be the same? I imagine they'd be a lot lower. Right, let's move towards the soldat. And we'll move at about 1,000. Okay, set speed at 1,000. Righto. Now if we take a look at the home fleet. At the moment we're giving... yeah, there we go. Interestingly, they give a higher... yeah. Obviously because these engines are more advanced. Now that's interesting, that's a very, very small thermal signature. Actually, this really leads into quite a lot of future things. Considering the fact that we can lower our speed and therefore lower our thermal signature, we could actually sneak up a hell of a lot more effectively on the Kroxtigar. Considering they find it hard to detect our thermals out from a considerable range at the full amount, you can imagine how close we could probably sneak up with the thermals at reduced amounts. Hopefully this is the way to trick the soldat. We'll see. If it starts moving away, it knows I'm coming at it. But I have hope, I have hope. Just need to get within about 50 million kilometers. That's all I bloody need. Or if he wants to come within AMM range, that'd be fantastic. Launch off a couple of those babies. Right. Actually, you know what? I think we're going to head for the jump point. And we'll come back once we have the capability to take out the soldat, because fuck me, it's taking the absolute piss. But before we do that, we've had a very boring session, so let's take a look at the design of a new ship then, shall we? Okay. I'll select a name. Let's go for something Greek. Maybe something else, let's see. Native American. Norse. What's odd? Oh, right, I see. Corn meat, wow. That's incredible. Hrofka. Hooder. We'll go for Valkyrie. I like Valkyrie. That sounds like a really badass name. Okay, so let's go take a look at the Valkyrie. Valkyrie? There we are. Okay. Right, so if we were to equip this baby with our current generation engines, the 1000 powered ones. Right, there we go. That takes us to about 3,000 tons. Right, let's see what we can do with this baby. Put that armor up to 5. Righto. Fuel storage. Only 13 days. Let's see. Right. And ECM. Make it harder to be hit. Passive sensors. Try a full sensor. Oops. Interesting. Obviously we're going to need the engineering spaces. We might be hurting ourselves by having that much engine. Yeah, you can see here for like a few thousand tons we've not lost much. Okay. Take off 1. Yeah, there we go. $12,500. So it'd have the active sensor. It would move at 12,500 kilometers per second. It would have about 62 days of fuel. 24 months deployment time. Interesting. Very. Has ECM. Yes, I could do a develop in my other sensors. Thermal. What's the range on the thermal? 60 million. That's not bad. 60 million is not bad, I suppose. Not terrible. I suppose we already have a thermal in the active. Right, if we remove one of these. Okay. So about 2 engines is about right. That takes about 62% of the engine, well, of the ship, 62.5. Righto. Maintenance is pretty nice, 3 years. Yeah. Righto. Righto. I think we might remove a little bit of engineering space so we can bring it up to about 12,000. Can we get 13,000? If we can get 13,000 speed, I'll be happy with that. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Let's try and get 13,000 kilometers per second. If we can get that, I will be very, very happy. Right. Let's add some small amount of fuel. Okay, 43 days at full, so it's only got a small range. But it moves at 13,000 kilometers per second. Actually, we might be able to take more of these away. How about if we reduce the amount of deployment time? Yeah. Well, anyway, guys, we are coming towards the end of the episode, so thank you for watching, and until next time, goodbye.